Two of rugby's great number 10s went head-to-head in the 1995 World Cup final. Joel Stransky and the Springboks famously tackling Andrew Mehrtens and the All Blacks.
We'd been playing a game that suited us and that had worked really well throughout the tournament. So, you know, while we were aware of the box strengths, which were right across the park basically, it was a matter of executing as well as we could and trying to impose our game.
I would be lying if I said after watching the semi-final against England, there wasn't a little part of me that was saying, oh geez, we've done quite well to make the final, but it will require a miracle to knock the All Blacks over.
The whole tournament had been amazing, but that final was just unbelievable. The plane and the crowd, and you know, South Africa back in the fold, you know, and on the world scene and hosting this tournament.
To have that little touch of the Madiba magic, as it became known, I think that just tipped the scales in our favour a little bit. He came in, he had a little individual message for each one of us, and for me that was probably the highlight of the tournament itself.
All the ritual in this ceremony almost over. A chance now for the New Zealanders to throw down the challenge, just as the South Africans have been doing throughout all the pre-match celebrations.
We grew up dreaming of facing the haka and playing against the All Blacks. So to face the haka on that day was just incredible. And I remember Kobus Wiese was standing next to me, and he was walking forward, and I kept thinking, you know, it's easy for the big guys to try and get in other guys' faces. Us little guys, we just don't understand that.
I was trying to eye him up too. I was looking for Wiese. I was going to get him.
Well, he was next to me.
And the big boy getting really carried away there.
In the semi-final, Jonah Lomu had almost single-handedly destroyed England. Containing him was key to South Africa's game plan.
So the risk was that it could become all Lomu, and you forget about all the other great players in that All Black team. But for us, it was firstly stop Lomu, because if you didn't stop Lomu, you had no price in the rest of the contest. And I think as soon as we managed to control him a little bit, that physicality just sort of spread across the field, and you know, we realised we had a sniff, and all of a sudden we got our chins up and chests out and sort of marched on forward.
It seemed like everybody took their turn to take him. Mulder was massive that whole game defensively. James Small got up really, really quickly on Jonah as well. And then there were other times where we'd flick it back on the inside off a line out, and Ewist made an amazing ankle, round the ankle sort of a tackle. So everybody sort of took their turns.
Mark Andrews
who was playing at number 8
as well. He was playing number 8, got across there and made one.
Back it comes to Stransky. Up goes the kick. Stransky has kicked his head. And with 2 minutes gone in the second period of extra time, South Africa's dream is alive once more.
I'd set off looking for 12, as you said, leaving Josh Kronfeld to take 10, and I hadn't necessarily anticipated that was going to come straight off the scrum. We thought maybe a couple of phases and then drop in behind and do it. So I've set off for 12 and then suddenly realised and tried to get back and just couldn't get back in time. I hoped you turn around and cross your fingers that it's going to miss, due respect, you know, as you do. No, but it just took off beautifully.
I know, it's so sweet. I mean, I wish I'd kicked every single kick as well as that. And you sort of turn, and because it's a drop kick, you're not sure whether you got your body position and the angles right. And as soon as I looked up and I saw how it was rotating and where it was going, I knew it was flying high and sweet.
We had our chances, we didn't take them. South Africa had their chances, and they did. And you know, it was immensely disappointing, but we knew we were part of a fantastic final, a brutal encounter, and it was no different for the rest of the time I played against South Africa as well. That was my first time against them, and it, you know, never got any easier.
So I mean, for us it was iconic, really. It was a sensitive time in our country's history, and it was almost fate and destiny colliding, and you know, ensuring a smooth transition into new leadership and a new way of life in South Africa. And there was so much more to it than just the game of rugby. And I think for us as rugby players, we were blessed to be involved in that game and privileged to be part of it, and in some little way privileged to be a part of our great nation's history.